Here are 3 major things to pay attention to when you're reading strata meeting minutes for condos and townhomes. These are not the be-all, end-all when it comes to analyzing and determining whether a strata is well-run or not. But from experience, I find these are important aspects of a strata when it comes to determining long-term livability and resale value. So, first thing to consider, how healthy is the contingency reserve fund? It's hard for a first-time buyer to tell what amount is healthy and what is not. This is where you want to rely on your agent to help you figure it out. A good tool to use is to refer to a strata's depreciation report because it outlines the expected lifespan of the building's major components and the future costs to replace them. If the contingency funds work out to be $3,000 to $5,000 per strata unit, that's considered quite good. If you're seeing frequent special assessments or perpetually delayed major projects, those are red flags. In older buildings past 25 years old, you definitely want to see the contingency fund as close to $1 million as possible. I've seen a 30-year-old high-rise with $2 million and more in their contingency, and I've also seen a 30-year-old high-rise with only $220,000. But you see, just because the latter has a really low contingency, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a terrible building to buy into. The building had its envelope redone, all copper pipes replaced, and lobby renovated. There was a proposed project which was to modernize the 2 elevators, and at the time I read the minutes, the project was quoted to be just over $1 million. If it had passed, then Strata would have implemented a special assessment on each Strata unit. And let's say if you were a buyer looking into this building right around when the project is passed and owners are levied, you as the buyer wouldn't be on the hook for the special assessment. The seller would have to pay that amount and there would be a fund holdback, or there would be a fund holdback prior to the transfer of the property to you. Big projects like these make a building almost new again. Second thing you'll want to keep an eye out for that might be a red flag are ongoing litigations or the start of one. Nobody likes a litigation, but not all are equal. Some litigations may not be that scary, so scary that it deters you from buying into a building. I find that buyers are usually unnerved when they see an active litigation that involves a strata and the developer who built the building. Personally, I would review the claims and evaluate the level of seriousness. Then I'd look to see if the strata has been getting quotes for the remediation. Do the math based on unit entitlement, and if it works out to be affordable for the unit you're interested in, and even after a potential special assessment, the purchase cost for the property is still way lower than what other comparables have sold for, buying into the building might not be a bad idea. So for instance, if it's to do with deficiencies in waterproofing the windows and doors of a condo building, I personally don't find it too scary because this is a known deficiency and can be remediated. If the location is really good and the asking price is much lower than the fair market value of comparable units in the same area, it might be worth it to buy. Third and last thing you'll want to look out for in a strata is, what's the building safety and security like? Does a lot of crime happen inside the building? Things like frequent break-ins, drug busts, trespassing, squatting by non-residents, prostitution, illegal Airbnb, etc. If there is constant mention of these aforementioned issues in the meeting minutes, I personally would feel uncomfortable living in the building. Occasional incidents happen, and trust me, they happen in all and every condo or townhouse complex. You just have to ask yourself, what's your tolerance level? So that's it. If you need help with buying a condo or a townhouse, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My information is in the description box below. Thanks for tuning in today. See you next time.